Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Srila Prabhupada ki. Haribo, Haribo. A lot of echo. Prabhuji, sound ठीक है? It's okay? Okay. Let's offer respectful obeisances to all the ways can fulfill the desires of everyone and are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Vancha kalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhubhye Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Too much echo. I don't like the echo. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. So we wanted to have a discussion, short presentation, what's going on. We haven't figured it out yet, but we're trying to figure out what's going on here. So there have been master plan committees for the past 50 years. In this year in particular, the GBC, the VEB, Vrindavan Executive Board, wanted to have another master plan, and because obviously the society is growing big quickly. So from the master plan meetings, and based upon the structural engineers examining the Gurukul building, they determined it was unsafe and unfit for longevity. So the VEB was concerned, a lot of earthquakes happening here and there, could be danger. But at any rate, for the future, we made a Krishna Balaram development project. Several devotees have been working with architects, engineers. We took a wish list of all the things we want to see and how to accommodate all these different aspects of the future preaching. So after close to a year of being with architects, engineers, and planning, it's also, the plans are at the MBDA. We'll have a short presentation, just a brief overview. But another phenomena is that there's people, unlimited pilgrims coming to Vrindavan, and somehow the government's promoting Vrindavan, Govardhan, Barsana, and it's going to become even more intense. We have Purushottam Mas, Kartik Mas. So as a result, we're making some adjustments, enhancing the security. We'll be relocating the Mahaprasadam stall, the book stall, because there's just trains and an ocean of people coming through the temple for the safety of the devotees and the public. We're trying to make some accommodation. Engineers and the different construction companies, we have a team that's hands-on working. We made a team for the promotion and the fundraising aspects. The project we have a big ideas for the 50th anniversary, the Golden Jubilee. She expanded and developed the project. Vrindavan is the most popular place, and we want to make facilities where our devotee projects can have a place here. Our very close VVIP members who are supporting our projects. We're going to have like 130 rooms and facilities, but a lot of open space as well, a lot of facility for a new Krishna Hall. Krishna Hall was adopted by the Goshala. We're going to have programs there. We're going to have a nice kitchen, Krishna Hall. As we're growing and developing, we're trying to think more in the future. So there'll be phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Bimal Krishna Prabhu will shortly make a very short presentation. I'm not going into so much detail now, but at our community services, Mother Kamala and them, they'll have information, more details if you're very curious to know, well, what about this and what about that and how's this work and how's that work. We want to have more available for everyone. As of May 1st, the gift shop will be turned into the basic presentation room for the project, and we have the nice new conference room. So when people who are interested in what we're doing here, we can make a presentation for them as well. There must be so much more, but I want to invite Dinabandhu Prabhu to come and say a few words. Then we're going to have Bima. I did. Yes, that we're clear. Yes, I mentioned that. Come. I'll mention more as my brain starts ticking more.
Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Prabhupada Sri Krishna Balaram Mandir ki. So I think this is a very exciting time in the history of Krishna Balaram Mandir. This is an historic time because we're seeing that, 48 years ago when Prabhupada opened this temple, many of the townspeople and other people were saying, you're so far away, who's going to go there? And those of us who were around in those days remember that if you wanted to get a rickshaw during the day, it was hard, but nighttime, forget it. Nobody wanted to come out to Raman Reti. That's all dangerous place, So, and now we see that, Mangal Arti is become the fashion. That if you're in Vrindavan overnight, you have to go to the Mangal Arti at Krishna Balaram Mandir. These people are coming from guest houses. I don't know where they are. The rickshaw scene is, the city's also going crazy with the crowd. I just have to go a few steps and I'm here, and they're coming from somewhere else. And we see it's from the front of the temple to the back. It's totally packed. So we have a chance to make some nice facilities, and some places a little cramped, the way it is still. That will be nice, open space, so we won't have this jam-packed, scene anymore. Anyway, it's a very exciting time to be part of Krishna Balaram Mandir, and we can make a nice offering for the 50th anniversary. It's coming in 2 years, so we get a chance to make an offering to Prabhupada for the 50th anniversary, and so we just wanted to present to all of you what's going on, because there's a lot of speculations going on, and people keep coming to me, what are they going to do, what about this, what about that? So we decided we'd like to communicate, let everyone know what's going on. Hey Krishna, Sri Sri Krishna Balaram Mandir ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
I've been here 9 months, and next week I'm going back to Florida, but majority of the management team will be here. I think Janardhan Maharaj will also be traveling a little bit, but a lot of the preliminaries have been set into motion, and things are pretty much, and we're having 2 meetings a week, management and also the Krishna Balaram Development Project meetings regularly. And as we develop from the stage 1 to stage 2, we'll be moving everyone out of the Gurukula building. We're making arrangements for where to put the devotees and how to arrange for everything. Like I said, the details, the plans, and everything will be available in the Welcome Center and the Community Services Center. for more details. So Bimal Prabhu, how are you going to do your presentation? This is a last minute thing. I figured at least it's on Facebook Live, and for all those who are here, just to have a
brief presentation on the current project we're embarking upon. Small introduction, the current master plan team or committee were given the task to look at all the assets, all the properties of ISKCON Vrindavan and come up with a master plan. So it started a year and a half ago, and it came up with 4 main areas on which to look at. And the master plan committee thought, let's start with this Krishna Balaram temple complex as phase 1, part 1 of the overall master plan. Now why this first? Because of this particular building, the Gurukul building, it became, as been mentioned, it is deemed to be unsafe. Why is it unsafe? Because in 2013, there was a structural health assessment was done by engineering company in Delhi. I don't know if you can read this. The conclusion was, we therefore recommend that the demolition of the existing to the best, what is that? I can't read. Preferable solution to the following reasons. It said either you can do retrofitting or you can demolish the building. That was in 2013. Another report was done in 2021, 7th of December. This was even much more stronger in its opinion. It says Gurukul building structure is unsafe. The failures can be sudden and catastrophic. It is therefore recommended that this building shall be demolished and constructed afresh as soon as possible. These are the engineering companies in Delhi, and we've had many other structural engineers. They came just without doing any test, without any doing technical testing. They were of this similar opinion. So there were 2 options. One option was what is known as retrofitting, strengthen and modify the current structure, but retrofit of this building, according to structural engineers, will be extremely expensive and cumbersome, and it also can never be as strong as a new building. And the second option was replace and build new. So this second option was chosen, to replace and build new. And for that, for the last year or so, has been mentioned, there has been a team working which has been designing, planning, and liaisoning with the architects and other engineers. So the architect, which we all agreed, came up with this proposal. This is we came up with this proposal. This is the ground floor plan. Just to put everything in perspective, this is Prabhupada Samadhi, the museum, the temple, Prabhupada quarters, this is the data kitchen, and this is the guest house. So this side, which is in pink, will not be affected. All this area will remain as it is. They will exist as it is. They will not be touched. What is planned is from this end, from just after the Samadhi and up to the end of the building, the whole of this complex. VBT is there, that will remain as it is as far as, that's not going to be affected. So everything else in between here, new design has come up. What that design is, this is the main road, Prabhupada Road. This is the gate 3, the MVT gate. This is the Krishna residency, and this is gate 2, the gate 2 basically. So idea is to have an open plan. So when you look at from the road, now you see is a Gurukul building and you don't see anything beyond that. The idea is to demolish the Gurukul building and make all this an open area. So when somebody comes into the complex and looks into the complex, it's very appealing and inviting for them to attract, as we need attraction, already has been mentioned, so many people coming. But psychologically, it makes a huge difference to have a lot more open spaces than what it is now. And I'll show you in different maps. The idea is this semicircular building, will become the new the gift shop, the Govinda's restaurant. From here, it will move here. The guest house will eventually move also, because that is structurally not safe either. So that will come at the very last. We were not going to touch that right now. So new guest house, new Govindas, on the new gift shops on the ground floor. This will be the new Krishna hall, this new Balaram hall. The entrance will remain as it is, the gate 1. People will come in here and either go this way or go this way to enter the temple. Now, wherever you're standing, you will see the side face of the temple, because it's all open. Now you don't see the temple, it's glory. You will see from wherever you're standing, you will see the museum, the samadhi, and the temple for wherever you're standing. The focus is, wherever you are, the focus is the temple like this. That's the idea. And then there'll be guest house reception, some medical room, some VIP facilities like that. This is basically the ground floor. And there'll be an extension to the current Srila Prabhupada Museum. This is the extension part. And this will be landscape gardens and open spaces. I think, those are the main features of the ground floor, just to show that salient features: guest house, restaurant, double height Krishna hall, Balaram hall, museum extension, gift shops, medical clinic, like that were just what I've just explained. And the new Brahmachari ashram. The idea is to shift this Brahmachari ashram to the old guest house, which will eventually be replaced to a new guest house, new Brahmachari ashram. And new bakery, landscape area, etc. These are salient features. This is the first floor of the plan. First floor will have guest house rooms. Totally, there'll be 124 guest house rooms. There are 5 levels of this project: ground floor, first floor, and second floor. That's on top of the ground. And 2 levels beneath the ground. There's 2 levels, -1 and -2. I'll explain. So this is the, again, Govinda's, guest rooms, Krishna hall, double-story Krishna hall. The second floor is all guest rooms. So that's G+2. If you go to basement 1, basement 1, it'll be kitchen, offices, other service area, and a huge hall also, if needed, multi-purpose hall. Basement 2 will be mainly car parking. This plan accommodates around 135 cars on basement 2. So that's the plan in general. Yes, by law, anything you build, you must have sufficient car parking space. Even if you don't need it, if you don't require it, by law, you have to have that. Yeah, a lot of equipment, offices, go-downs, because a huge area, you can imagine. So those details are pending, but we're just only talking about concepts and principles. Yeah, I'll show that. So for this project, some of the elevations, that's how it's going to look. This is again the semicircular building, the guest rooms, the gift shops, Govindas, landscaped gardens. This is the Krishna hall on the back, and again the Balaram hall and other buildings we just talked about. Some of the elevations from the ground floor you can see. At night time, daytime. This is going to be a phased construction. There are 3 phases to this project, 1, 2, and 3. This is a map 3-in-1. The existing structures, the proposed structure, and phase-wise. What's going to happen, but make it simpler. This is the yellow area is phase 1. It starts from Gurukul Gate 4 all the way up to the BBT, and Krishna Hall is there. And so all this is phase 1. It may just go slightly up here. This is noted. It is estimated, I mean, it depends on many factors, the duration of the project, the logistics, the funds, etc. But it is estimated it will take a year for each phase. 1 year for phase 1, another year for phase 2, although it most likely be much quicker, but I'm just saying average. Phase 1, and this is phase 2 in blue. Phase 3 is in pink. Phase 3 is, this is the Gurukul building, and this lined area is the L, first L of the Gurukul building, which has been demolished right now. So after a year, this L will be demolished like this, and third year, all this will go. So until 2 years, the shops, the offices, and the brahmachari accommodation will remain. So by that time, by the time guest house will be made, the gift shops will be ready, and this can be shifted here. The brahmacharis can shift it. Actually, they'll shift here, and the new guest house will come in operation. So that's the plan. So that's the phase construction. Now, because it's a brief, I'm not going into details. Phase project cost is around 80 crores, but it will go up to 100. We are aiming 108 crores in taking view of the increase in construction costs and other projects we have in mind. Fundraising, very important. This is, we would request you also to take part in this historical development, as has been said. We are offering the many schemes. We are offering timeshare membership of the guest house rooms. That means 30 days in one calendar year, one can stay in the new guest house on the temple premises. And there are two options in that. One option is 15 days in Kartik period and 15 days in non-Kartik period. That's one option. Second option is 30 days non-Kartik period. And accordingly, there are different rates and different guidelines. We can explain to you later. But so these are the 4 types of accommodation. There's the 4 types of accommodation. They vary in different sizes. Or guest house rooms, they vary different sizes, different facilities they offer. Yes, I mean, this timeshare scheme will be offered to ISKCON temples first, then it will be open to ISKCON devotees later. Other fundraising opportunities are general donations. Other facilities, we're going to ask for individual donations from our supporters and well-wishers. These are some of the areas. I think it's a green building. I mean, there's so many things. I didn't go into that because it's very short. Those are technicalities. I didn't want to go into that, just give you an idea, concept. It's a green building. We'll have our own sewage treatment plant, underground water, solar panels. So many details are there. But we can discuss that later. But so I was asked to give a 10-minute presentation. So 10 minutes is over. If there's any questions, we can ask.
Maybe a lot of questions are popping in your mind. Why this, why that, this and that. But the team was working very closely with architects and engineers and seeing the need of the project, growth and development. And it's not that we're just simply thinking of business. We're thinking of the future preaching, stability, safety of the devotees, safety of the public. And of course, it takes a lot of cooperative energy here. You know, we want to make sure that the congregation has a facility to continue. We don't want to stop the kirtan, book distribution, prasad distribution, and all that's very, very attractive. People are so much enlivened by coming to Krishna Balaram Mandir, seeing the beauty of the deities, the kirtan, and what to speak of 25,000 cups of Khichdi Prasad every day going out. So this is all very wonderful. And we also recently had a donation for Rukmini Bihar, a beautiful temple that we very shortly will be installing the deities. We had a little ceremony some months back, and I think Marge will say a few words about that, as well as the project. So we're just going to have another 10 minutes, so we're not going to keep everyone, but we will have more information and much more available. I'd like this Goloka. Janarda Maharaj, you first, then come. Janarda Maharaj can say a few words, then Golokananda Maharaj, Shrutakirti Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. My heart is pumping so much just to hear what's going to be the future of the Krishna Balaram Mandir. It is a big challenge for everyone, especially to the managers of the temple, to have this to be realized. And as much as we can do, we are all together in this endeavor to make this successful. As we've heard from Bimal Krishna Prabhu, the project will be completed in 3 years. Hope against hope. It is really, and it's possible. Prabhupada says, impossible is only in the fool's dictionary. Maybe we can make it shorter. Why not? That means that we need all the prayers from all of the community members, their hopes and especially their enthusiasm to make this happen. This is a big challenge. This is not a small fit. It's something that we can really make to be known to the whole world, that Vrindavan is Srila Prabhupada's home. This is nothing impossible to do, but it is a big challenge, definitely. It cannot be done by only a small group of people. We need all of your cooperation for this to make it happen. And definitely we can really be sure once this is done that yes, Prabhupada must be happy with all of our endeavor and all of our contributions. We were just reading a letter from Srila Prabhupada the other day that the leaders, the managers should create a situation to give others, especially the general devotees, to be always enthusiastic. It is not that we are not enthusiastic now, that we will increase more of our enthusiasm to have such a wonderful project to be completed here in Krishna Balaram Mandir. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj. I'd like this Golokananda Maharaj come and say a few words.
Hare Krishna. On behalf of Shri Radha Shyam Sundar, Shri Krishna Balaram Ji and Shri Gaur Nitai Srila Prabhupada, I would like to thank all of you who are present here today. As all the devotees have said, Panchagura Prabhu has said, Janardhan Maharaj has said, a lot has been applied to calculate what is the present need today, what could be done to save as much as possible. And most of you would have remarked that the number of visitors coming to this temple and coming to Vrindavan is way too high. Yesterday I was talking to Delhi and I got information. Yesterday 36,000 visitors came to Radhapada Sarthi temple. We have 17 temples and 4 preaching centers running in Delhi city. And 36,000 came only to Radhapada Sarthi temple. And all these places are nothing in comparison to Vrindavan. The number of visitors coming to Vrindavan from before Mangalarti, everything is full. So, as it is said by Lord Krishna in the scriptures, Atithi Devo Bhava. The Vedic culture says, Atithi, the person whose time of arrival and departure is not fixed, atiti. He should be treated as good as God. We hold a sacred responsibility as a whole team of devotees who are managing this temple, who are caring. And I thank all of you who are part of this project, who had been part of this project, and who would be working very hard to deliver a better future for our visitors who are coming to this temple. Most of the devotees have worked very hard. They brought the society till here, temple till here, and we are catering for the people from all over the world, which we will be doing in the future also. So if all the devotees are preachers and everyone preaching, so you can naturally expect the number of visitors to be increasing much, much more higher than this. But because this temple is established by Srila Prabhupada, it will always be having the prime importance in our life. My life was not so difficult. When I was in Delhi, I thought that many temples could be created, and we discussed and worked out with Gopal Krishna Maharaj. It was a very easy task. But that is not the case in Vrindavan. Here it is like you have many devotees, many sentiments are to be connected and to be brought forward. But you cannot run ISKCON Vrindavan from one temple. That is not possible. That is my realization. We were fortunate with Arjun Hari Prabhu. He gave that second temple. We are coordinating to install the deities and install that. So that would be some help. It will relieve so many devotees as in the community. It will give an opportunity for many devotees to serve. But the management has tried that so many devotees are here in this community. And somehow also we need to create a place, a platform for these devotees, like you have your office, that one has his office, that one has her office. And all of them, we have to care for the whole community, from a baby to the eldest person. So as I came here, I said very clearly, I have the heart how a mother would care for her child. This is the way I care for every single people who step in this project. So we have worked very hard. We're discussing all pros and cons to work this. And it is been here by the combined effort of all of you. And we would like your helps and blessings so that we can take the project and move forward. But it will be a very great offering to the Lord and to the devotees coming here and to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Marge. So we're leaving a little time for questions and any discussion, but before we do that, I asked Srila Kirti Prabhu. He was here with Prabhupada during the opening, and maybe can convey some of the mood of Srila Prabhupada. Come.
Hare Krishna. As he said, yes, I was first here in 1972, so when nothing was going on in Ramanreti, I was thinking, as Maharaj said, this is Prabhupada's home. This is something, I've been here for the last 4 years now. And I mean, I always knew it was Prabhupada's home. He said it was his home, most important place. And this temple is definitely the most important temple in our society. But then I was thinking how Prabhupada's home, and this morning I was remembering something we quote very often from the astrologer. The astrologer said, Srila Prabhupada built a house the whole world can live in. The house isn't big enough anymore. This is what's happened. He did build a house, but this house needs to expand. It's very obvious. You know, Prabhupada always was concerned about people coming. We know Mayapur, he built the guest house first. Everything was take care of the people, as Golokananda Maharaj was saying. Also, take care of the deities. It's another aspect we really haven't talked about at all with this. That's also expanding. They also haven't had enough room for many, many years now. So part of this project is going to give them much more room. We're building a facility Very nice facility to keep all of their belongings, all of their paraphernalia. So it's for Krishna Balaram, Radhashama Sundar, Gaur Nitai, and for everyone that's coming here. And doing this simultaneously, as Bimal Krishna said, is not an easy thing. They could complete the entire project in 2 years, but we have a temple that's going on every day. So everyone's really doing their best to make everything flow very nicely. But for me, I see this is a very important place. It is Prabhupada's home, and now we're just going to make a much bigger home. Yes, and we're doing as much as we can. It was literally 50 years ago. I see all the time, for me, this is a very special year. Everything is 50 years ago when I was with Srila Prabhupada. So it would be, it seems like it's all coming together, a wonderful opportunity to give something to Srila Prabhupada. I see, the crowds, I know many of us, we tolerate the crowds as we live here. But Prabhupada was always eager. How many people are coming today, right? How many? 20, 30. Imagine saying, oh, Prabhupada today, it was a small crowd, 30,000. He must be pleased. You know, I walk these streets with Prabhupada morning walk, as you were saying, no one anywhere. We didn't see people. We saw cows, camels, vultures, hogs. This is what you saw here. They've all gone. They can no longer stay, and now it's just getting filled with people. So maybe some of you have some questions. I can end here. But we really want to try to move forward. As he said, there's so many logistically, Vrindavan, it's not like being in Delhi. You know, just getting their equipment here is going to be something. So we know there's inconveniences, but the management's doing everything possible to make sure people have a nice place, sit down, take prasadam, places to stay. All those things hopefully will go on by the mercy of Krishna Balaram. So I think we can end here. Yesterday just showed how many people yesterday. Do we know those numbers? How many come to Vrindavan? We had they're all coming to see Krishna Balaram. So it's a great blessing for everyone and for us to serve these people as they come. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
So this is just one aspect. The master plan does involve expanding the Varnashram at the farm level, and we have our Gurukul, we have 120 acres in Ajay, we have the Goshala here. So there's a lot of room for growth and development, and it just seems like Vrindavan, people are mesmerized. They want to come to Vrindavan. It's the thing to do. And I really believe that it's just going to be more and more and more people coming. So we have to prepare ourselves for more book distribution, prasad distribution, preaching. But at the same time, we all have to do there's a lot of groundwork necessary, and we have devotees, you know, structured and ready to help make this thing happen. So anyone have any questions, you can ask specifically me or anyone, and just wanted to let that. Ishwara Prabhu, why don't you have that little microphone go there? Don't ask any trick questions or hard stuff, okay? Because I was getting nervous about this presentation, but I thought it's necessary that we should at least do something to let as many devotees know what we're trying to do here.
So there are lot of senior devotees who want to come to Vrindavan and spend some time.
Yes.
But accommodation, things like that is very difficult. So is this project taking this into consideration?
So a lot of senior devotees want to come to Vrindavan. Yes, we also started a devotee care project, and we want to enhance that. We want to have more facilities, more space. Of course, not just the hospice. We'll work with the hospice, but our devotee care project is taking care of the immediate on-site smaller things, but we have plans in the very immediate future to make facilities for more devotees to be accommodated and taken care of. That microphone back there, there's 2 or 3 hands. And if anybody else wants to answer, let me know.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Thank you very much. It's really inspiring. Is this a project serving to the purpose of increasing the temple room also, which is very much felt, I think, by everyone?
Well, that's not going to happen. Although we ventured some years ago and double-sized some doors, we may have to do some alterations on some of the doors possibly, but the temple rooms is what it is, and that's what it's going to be. It's not going to, we're not going to expand that. Many ideas may come, and we can entertain them. I don't know.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much. My question was the same, because the temple room, right, currently which we have, and all the 3 phases which we saw in the presentation, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, doesn't touch on the, so many devotees coming, the Mangala Aarti is full completely.
Yeah.
And for that, I don't know what plan you have.
You know, it's just that the temple, don't give that, can you get that light off? I felt like I was in prison or something. Yeah, in Sankirtan we go to prison sometimes, but we're making facilities. You see, there's some TVs, and it's not every single day it's like that. Of course, the big days, Kartik, this and that, but we're just trying to make more space for flow. And we want to have volunteers. You know, we actually want to enhance even more the security department so that right from the gate, people are geared where to go, how to go. There's certain darshan this way, this place they have to keep moving, this place is for dancing. So it is technical, and the overwhelming amount of people that have come here and continue to come here. So we're trying to deal with it step by step without, you know, losing our sobriety, you know, without getting a little bit too overwhelmed. But the security department is doing something, and Maharaj has his hand up. He wants to maybe tell you he's going to make another temple or something. I don't know.
Hare Krishna. I want to make it very clear to all the community of the devotees all over the world. This temple hall, we will not touch, we will not play with the temple hall. To attain this problem, which many devotees have, and which we are also concerned, in these projects, there are different halls. The activities happening there, and there are few other places like we have taken Rukmini Vihar, other things are going on. But this temple will not change. That cannot be done, and we don't want to do it. But we have done, like we've done in Delhi, we have 21 temples running, 17 temples and 4 preaching centers. Vrindavan is not a place of pilgrimage anymore. It's a place where many people are coming and staying. It's developing like a city. So Vrindavan will be worked out on that pattern, but this main priority will be given to Radha Shyam Sundarji here. That is what is the program. No alteration, no expansion of the temple hall. That is not planned and will not happen.
Mataji, a meeting doesn't go well unless we get a good question there. Where's the microphone? Yeah, give Mataji. Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I think this whole project is a real big deal for sure, especially for those who have been living in Vrindavan for so many years, to just have this big shift. It's maybe a big mental shift as well, an adjustment. So I was just hearing from a few devotees over the past 1 month or so, you know, and obviously there wasn't any clarity, so it's wonderful that this meeting has taken place, just to put everybody into the picture literally. And I was wondering that now as this progresses, the project progresses, a lot of devotees will, have to face different situations because of the obvious. So will there be, number one, regular meetings to update them? And also if they have questions of difficulties that they are facing. Like for instance, I heard personally that the prasadam will soon be served in the Gurukul. So I personally have a question, not the Gurukul, the Goshala. So I was wondering when that starts, and if it's starting in the peak of the heat, how is it for devotees who are actually serving here and they only have enough time to run, take prasad, and then come back, but they have to they have to go in the extreme heat. So how does that impact their health? Because that's a concern, you're not even supposed to go out in the heat, what to speak of the peak of the heat, and go all so far away. So if, for instance, that could be considered. So I think my only base point is that, if I may, that, that devotees are given the opportunity to air their concern as and when we progress, because their comfort has to be kept in mind, and whether there will be a place where they can raise their concern.
Yeah, the Welcome Center is going to have one table dedicated for the project, and the Community Service Center we're going to feed them regular updates and information. Mother, she'll send them out, regularly on our community newsletter as well. But we'll have more discussions. Sanak wants to say a few words because we're developing that there.
Hare Krishna. For that particular concern, we're thinking that, hey, the Goshala is very far to walk away. But most of the devotees are actually not living in the temple. They're living already somewhere. So for them to come for prasadam, they will have to walk to the temple from somewhere. So it is not necessarily an extra walk for many of the people. It is just a different walk. And I'm living in the Goshala. From here to the prasadam hall is about 4.5-minute walk. So, I mean, when you come from MVT, instead of walking 1 minute here, so for you it's about 3.5 minutes extra. I'm just saying, so it's about 3.5 minutes. For somebody who's coming from somewhere else nearby, it's about 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes extra. I guess most of the people, it's just going to be an adjustment. It's going to be a new place. And after 2 months, everyone, when you want to shift it back to the temple, said, no, this was so nice in the Goshala. Why you want to change it again? Hare Krishna.
But there will be facility for our in-house devotees to take prasadam. But we're feeding 3, 4, 5, 6,000 people a day sometimes. So the majority of visitors and everything can have nice, spacious accommodations, and they can hear the beautiful sounds of the cows and bulls and eat in peace, Given the such, oh, there he is.
Haribo. It's just my duty to say this, but you had mentioned you want to increase naturally prasadam distribution and different types. It would be nice just to hear in the conversation always to increase book distribution, which was so important to Srila Prabhupada. That's all.
Yes, book distribution is the basis. We have many. Huh? Yeah, no. Book distribution has increased tremendously, especially many people, and we have the gift shop, the Matchless Gifts. We have the international bookshop and so many things. In the new project also there's facilities for a nice display of books, and I think we have a team. The ISKCON Mart is also mailing out books, and books are the basis, and preaching is the essence, purity is the force, and utility is the principle. Sometimes we think that, you can't do that, you can only do this, but if there's only 100 people a day coming and now there's 10,000 or 50,000 people, then you have to make some adjustments accordingly. Prabhupada would expect that we use our intelligence too. It's not just stereotyped, Anyway, It's my personal thing. Shruti Kirti Prabhu. Get the microphone there. He shut you off. Hey, just leave it on. You don't have to shut it off.
In reference to Jamuna Priya's question about prasadam, so will prasadam continue to be served here for like the residential devotees and the brahmacharis? Oh,
Yes, of course.
Okay, so that will still be going on. Yeah, that was her question, was very simple.
And we'll make sure that she has a plate every day.
So that will be here in Balaram Hall, is that the? So that will
As
be
long
in
as Balaram Hall exists, yes.
And we have started new system. We will deliver prasadam to your door. We will bring it to your house. You don't have to go in the sun. Okay? That's enough. Anybody have problem?
No, thank you, Mataji, thank you.
They're making
We
jokes.
have a
They're making
provision.
jokes.
We have a provision where prasadam distribution will be going in this temple also. It will go on here. When the other building will be ready, when they will break this one, it will go to the other building. So the prasadam will not go 100% to Goshala. It will continue here also. Thank you, Harish.
After phase 1 is finished, the Balaram Hall and Krishna Hall will be in phase 1, so we can resume majority of our activities, but it's just for taking these steps, little steps. I'm sure there are many questions. One more question, because I want to finish by 12. Go ahead, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. The Gaushala is a very special place. Prabhupada established it. So I was having this one concern. Will there be projects? Definitely there are projects happening, but will the cows be there, or it is a rumor going on that they will be moved to Ajay?
The cows are there. We have cows also in the farm project, and for now everything is stable. Nothing's going to take place. Of course, we've had a legal case for 40 years, trying to finish that legal case. There are a few sections of the Goshala land which are not under litigation. Some things could be done, but we're hoping to finish the case, and then we can come up with some more brilliant ideas on how to make things better. Anyway, I appreciate everyone coming. Like I said, the questions and answers can come to our Welcome Center. Shriram Pandit Prabhu will organize with the staff there in our community services that will make a pad. So whatever questions you have, if they can't be answered right on the spot, we will correspond. And anyone who has ideas, suggestions, complaints, bring it to the Welcome Center. They can, in community services, Mother Kamala is accustomed to complaints and suggestions and different things. So the community services center is right next to the Welcome Center. The gift shop is going to be converted into our fundraising effort.
Go ahead, you're finished?
No, you go ahead.
No, that's what, because actually everybody advises you do the whole project all at once. It will be a lot cheaper. But it will cost so much inconvenience. The management is trying to make as least inconvenience for the people who serve and live here. So we've done it in phases, although it's more expensive, but it will cause the least disruption to our lives. We're trying to come back to, Krishna Hall will come back here when we're ready. So we're trying our best,
So
everybody's going to have some inconvenience. It was very inconvenient the other day when they moved the generators. We didn't have electricity all day, but somehow we have to tolerate these things for Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Step by step, when you have a secure step, then you step. So we're trying to do it systematically, as painless as possible. I'm sure, we're all fools and rascals, and we don't know much about how to do things properly, but we're trying somehow to cooperatively make a beautiful presentation for Prabhupada's 50th Golden Jubilee. And although it may not be fully completed, we're going to have some kind of ceremony. And we are expanding the museum. I feel it came out very beautiful. It has a beautiful message there, and there'll be more of that. And culture, art, music, book distribution, prasad distribution, and lots of kirtan. Okay? Krishna Balaram ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki. Thank you all for coming. Hare Krishna.